Hello, everyone. Yes, I am back. Anyway, this is going to be, well, supposed to be short, but anyway, um, well, I'm up to no good. Anyway, in a fun way. Um, this came to me, and the title will be "What is Coming Hard?" And, well, it already started by the time this gets put up. First, I want to say, well, first, thank you all um, around the world for visiting, subscribing, coming to my channel, and listening. And I hope what I say helps you. Um, anyway, if it don't fit, it's not yours, okay? If you are doing what spirit is coming for, you then, it's your karma accordingly to what you have done and still doing. If you are making yourself better, being a better person, it's not you. And if you have any karma, it's according to what you did. Okay? I'm speaking about, coming really hard to these ones that don't stop. To the one who I like to know, how did you get through? Well, last time saying it, okay? You need to make a choice. Especially if you have done what I mentioned. Well, about to mention. So, let's get it clear, okay? Now, the right ones, yes, I will be, friends with, and, whatever. You get what I mean. But I have a truly great person who God chose and will come to me. He knows who he is, and he also knows who I am. So I will only be with him, that person. Not in these games with paying as, I think, I don't know, a sugar mama or whatever. Along with your friends in whatever you were trying to tell me. With toys and, blah, 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 etc. Okay. It's a no. By the way, there is a whole bunch of ways you can earn money, to pay college or whatever. It's like you can be a waiter, waitress, whatever, or work at the college, or etc. Instead of sleeping with different ones, especially with what you were trying to say, with your friends together, that's a hell no. Okay, now This is what I got. Now we're speaking my language, gangster. Okay, now these are the words. Okay, now when I say gangster, and you know, it's our way, not how you fantasize how they really are, how you think they are, or by TV shows and etc. Blah blah blah, whatever. Okay, that's not the kind of who we are. Now, I got pinched. Okay, that is, you were caught by the authorities and spirit. You could look up how, whatever. Shakedown. Ones who try to blackmail. Wow. You see, I asked, they told me, really, that's what you're trying to do, with me. And all kinds of stuff with others. See, this is what everything is going on around the world. Not only just with me, okay? Now, the shakedown is whoever you're trying to blackmail, scammers, witches, warlocks, and etc. Companies, and I'll list what yous are doing. When I say companies and scammers and etc., you'll get it. But another one, keep doing. Yeah, guess what that was? See, more you keep doing, more harder comes karma, and more powerful, where you risk of none existing. Okay, the next word, they said bagman. Okay, bagman. You see, they collect. Okay, they see who and what people are doing and still doing, for the orders that go out, and the hits, the hits that you try to do. Okay, well, it's on you now. Okay, now this came out that they told me. Now think real hard, okay? Now, you were told to leave me alone and my family, but you didn't listen. You were told that I was the wrong person to mess with. You didn't listen. So, they said, are you sure you want to poke the bear? Are you positive? Are you sure you want to continue? Okay. Now, another word. Button. That means the hitmen go out. Okay? With the contracts, the orders, for, the fake people that think that they're more powerful than my guys, my ancestors, and whoever, that there's a list here of what's going on around the world. See, I don't know. I stay out of people's business, but when it comes to destroying and, you know, innocent people, they tell me. And whatever they say, I just say it. And then, maybe they'll tell me why I said it or whatever. But anyway, the next one. Guess who's all involved with all this? The boss. Okay? They're the ones who keep families together and bring everyone, who aren't, who are, communities and etc., who sees everything, what's being done, and they also make sure that things get done, as in all these words that I just mentioned. And they give the kiss to the ones that's on the list. Destroying, ruining, and etc. See? And, yeah. Well, the next word. It's called mock execution. Okay? You know what that is? Well, they will whoop your blank. Okay? You see, they'll shape you by frightening you. You know how all these ones are trying to throw scare tactics onto people? Well, now it's all your turn. Making people scared. Okay. The ones who are trying to make it better. Sending those, ones who are supposed to make you scared. Or sending entities or whoever, blah, 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 So now, you're going to get what you wanted. You're going to be frightened. You're going to be scared. And it's called getting very hard and powerful karma. Yeah. And the next word, through the eye or eyes. As I said, all these ones are being watched very closely. And for the ones who are sending the evil eye, monitoring, and more. You know that mock execution? Well, and all the others? Well, you're being watched very closely too. Now let's get to this one. Betraying family, friends, or anyone, who come to you fake, being fake, to harm and etc. Well, you see, family is supposed to protect each other, but we know how that goes. Some, they don't care that you're family. You know, outsiders are more like a family than family. Everybody knows how that goes because everybody been through it. Well, hmm, as I said before, I mentioned all places where all these ones do rituals, where they're hiding things and doing things before. And guess what came up again? You see, if there's shrines on top of mountains or hills, that's where. And guess who's, could be part? Who's doing it? Exes. Yeah, they're still around. Continuing. Friends or a friend, they pretend. Or they send people to, give them information. Abandoned hospitals. And I said that. And our hospitals. People are working there. And yes, people are speaking up about them too. And Spirit is proud of you. You see, the hospitals that are abandoned. Now, I mentioned in my other videos that these stuff isn't being thrown away properly. Now, people go investigate, different things, and they happen to come across abandoned places and everything, especially if it was an old hospital or whatever. It's like, okay, people know it's abandoned, and say it's a hospital or was a hospital, etc. Don't you think all that stuff is still there? And I was just told, because I said that, don't get any ideas. Anyone. We don't know what they had in those hospitals, especially if it was, I don't know what kind. But how do you think all these people are bringing back everything? Also, because they're saving different things, this way they can bring it back. Old arenas that might be, used for concerts now. And say, if a person cheated and they got caught. Who do you think is doing all that? All whatever. A lover, ex-lover, ex, you know, whatever. Now, I mentioned, about the churches, who pretend to be a church, but, they're using the word of God and Jesus, you know, to collect money and ruining it for the real who actually, help and teach you and all that. But the thing is, guess where they're doing it now? All these abandoned churches. Who the prior ones got caught. That have secret doors. Why don't you, find those secret doors and make sure that they are locked and or boarded up. I mean, check what's down there first, Somebody might be hiding or whatever. Let's take poisons. We know what's going on. How do you think they're getting all that? Oh, okay. And all these kits, that you give to your children, scientist kits or whatever. Yeah, I had one. You see, people, even adults, they get that, thinking that they're a scientist. Mixing all kinds of crap, not knowing that, you can't mix certain things together, blah, blah, blah. Well, this is why I never listen to anybody. Because, they were like, oh yeah, let's mix all this together. Yeah, well, it exploded. And I'm glad my parents were smart. They took, disinfectant. They made sure that it was gone and cleaned because they didn't want to spread germs. Warehouses that are abandoned, or, maybe late night they're going in, doing all this stuff, as I said. They could be doing it in their kitchens first and then bringing it. People are watching people on, media or whatever to see what you're doing. Get ideas that they can call their own. But whatever. It's not only people, it's ones who, never mind. You see, what the world, if you didn't know, realize, are being attacked. And I said that. People, I've been saying that since day one. on, to stop thinking for yourself or whatever. Individuals are also being attacked by force, and we know what that is. And with some, depends on what I'm about to say. If you need to, heal in certain areas. Because they also, told me some of the houses, um, you know, our houses, in our signs and stuff like that. But I've been saying, and there's a lot of words that came up what they're attacking and who's doing it and whatever. Now, the eighth house came up. That's inheritance, loss of a passing, afraid of changes, financial, your spiritual, meaning you need to pay attention on signs, your purpose. What to listen to, the good or the bad. Your fifth house. That's creativity. Your children or children. Pets. Your love life, romance. Your spiritual practice. Your mind. Your talents. Your ninth house. Your educations. Language. If you're going on trips. Media, getting known, or are you doing something too much, etc.? Are you on too much? They're attacking, spouses, siblings. Or you need to. And the second house. That's your income, financial security, how to make money, but most of all, your self-worth. Now, all this is what they're attacking. With some, this is what you need to work on also. Now, they gave me some names. Some are games that people play. And, but this is what I heard and what came out. Rum could be short for a name. You drink it or you play, like rummy or whatever. I don't know. Okay? A Lou came out. Ghouls, Gouls. I don't know. You might like them at Halloween, or you play the game, or a name that sounds like it. West. You could live in the West, or your last name or first name is West, or you're moving to West. Don't know. Tom. Could be short for something, or I don't know. A Steve. And I don't know. A Thea. I don't know. Athea. You could have looked up, I don't know, I think there's a goddess named Athea. I don't know. You could have looked it up, or your name is Athea. So, whatever this resonates, you need to work on some stuff. It could be, you might be having problems with family or whatever. Now that's out there. All these ones. They're still trying to get families turn against each other. They're also trying to get people to turn against each other. Now everyone is, having financial stuff, but certain ones. Now it's getting to, the whole entire world. This is why I said you need to be grounded. You need to work on your chakras to clean them out, cleanse them, and get balanced. Grounded. Because they're attacking, whatever stuff they're putting in, the foods, the drinks, etc. You need to start with yourselves. This is everybody. Like, I started with myself. We need to start being focused. They are trying to prevent our voices in speaking up, as in the scare tactics. If you say anything, what you saw here, blah, blah, blah. This is why I said, you don't tell them. You go and do it. Okay? And you get as many that is on your side, and you tell them. You tell the authorities. You go higher up. You go directly to a trusted judge, whoever. You make sure that they get caught. Now, words came up. Who also, Spirit and, the gangsters. Oh, and Senior from Spirit, gangsters, are in now. Well, they've been, but now they're taking action. Now, I don't know what DHS they were speaking about, but one is for cybering bullies. who are hacking and everything. I'm not speaking that, you know, whoever, they're all doing it or whatever. It is somebody who is, again, because workers came up who were doing it at work. And I mentioned before, especially if it is top notch and you are working with, you know, whatever, especially military, that is, you know, with most um, places and stuff like that, it has to be top secret. You can't even tell your spouse. But, you know, you get what I mean. People don't talk enough of getting people off the streets or nipping stuff in the butt, but they'll talk to leak things out and it gets into the wrong hands. This is what I'm saying. Pedophiles, traffickers, etc. Nurses or whoever are doing what's been going around, you know, giving medicines just to take their organs and etc. Medications, you know, who's doing the poisoning, you know, putting things in everything. Witches, warlocks, you know, you're out there trying to bring in more and harming. It's only going back to you now. Like I said, workers. Now, what came up where things are happening and where they're from. And I am not saying if you're in the field, all are doing it. No, you need to pinpoint who at wherever it is. Ubers, you see what they're doing. Take that one who snuck in. How did they sneak in? Who brought them there? Okay? They shouldn't have been here. Do people go over to you wherever you are, you know, your countries, and grape? Yeah, well, they should be brought back and be in prison. Two wrongs don't make a right. What's done there, people don't have to go to everybody's countries or wherever you live to do it to, you know, whoever. Wherever they're from, you send them back, tell them what they did, and they go to prison or jail or whatever. Well, drivers, deliveries. What are they doing with deliveries? You know, putting stuff in, eating it, and then fixing it where you can't tell. They're doing all kinds of stuff. BS came up. Yeah, it's all BS. Meds. What are they doing to meds? What are they doing to food? That came up. Oh, what are they doing to homes? Take these ones. They're trying to, convince elderly or whoever, conning them into getting whatever on their homes. And that person who came and I told you to leave and we weren't signing, guess who's coming after you? Because you didn't correct it. Okay? Oh, I'm going to get it back. Whether you freaking like it or not. Whoever did it. Along with the other thing. That you're supposed to be working in a government office? What you did? Huh. Okay. Wow. Harming came up. Envy. Gossiping. Wow. People just love to lie. Labs. Where all the stuff is being made for all different kinds of stuff to come back or to, trick people into getting the vaccines. And certain ones, it's according. You're not going to get, this is what very hard and powerful is coming for. Now, the ones who don't explain when people sign, stuff in the hospitals about, getting vaccines and everything, knowing that what's in it, well, you're going to get your own karma for helping get rid of patients and etc. Anyway, voices came up. They're trying to not have people speak up. Because if people start speaking up, they're going to start getting afraid and scared and whatever. Well, other than people starting to speak up and taking back our world and running it right, we're nothing. We're just the beginning. It's who I said in the beginning that they need to worry about. Because again, my ancestors do not play. And there's more that joined. It could be these people's ancestors, which they are, because how disappointed they are and angry. It's not only my family, but remember, my family don't play. Scammers came up. Fake people came up, to harm people, to scam, and etc. Don't stop. Meaning, these ones do not stop. They just continue and continue. Destroying came up. Ones who are destroying. Trying to. Liars. Cyber hacking. Cyber bullying. And you know what else came up? Selling information when you know you're not supposed to. Wow. And getting information when people, are on, different things, because they like your whatever you put out. Huh. Don't think I didn't catch on. SOS came out. But this is for, SH blank T on a shingle. Okay? You see, that's how these ones will be feeling, and try to put an SOS out once, But technically, SOS is, everybody knows, save our souls or save our ship or ships. Well, in most restaurants, it's called what I said. Shit on, you know what, on a shingle. And that's where and how they are going to feel. And I've said it. Spirit isn't playing, especially my ancestors, the gangsters. How do you think I became one? These ones, are attacking men, women, children, animals, nature, seas, plants, businesses, our minds, spirit, souls, bodies, confidence, voices. And Spirit says there are way too many who have mental issues that's repeating, passing away way too early, abuse in many ways is more and more, missing people more, and way more. The list goes on. Now, according to what these what they are doing, and what Spirit is coming, who they're coming for, they're straightening out everything. Okay? There will not be any more lengthy timing or time frames of being hit with karma. No more. It will be where you will notice right away. It will be your choice to stop or not. Just remember how hard it will hit when you didn't listen, and whatever how many chances you were told. Now, if I were you, I wouldn't take that chance, because, well, depends what you did, first of all. And if you do have a chance, yeah, maybe they'll give you maybe 3 or maybe more because they need to work with you. But don't take the chance, you know, in doing something to see how many chances you get. Because it could be only one chance. They're not messing around anymore. They're not. Now, to help yourself, you need to know your self worth, get your chakras and ground it. And think, how would you treat yourself? You love yourself. And that's how people should respect you and love you. You give it out, you know, you get what I mean. And like I said, how do you think things are getting, you know, repeated? That's a bunch of bull about running in your family. Oh, this runs in the family, this runs in the family, this blah, 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 whatever. Especially, it shouldn't be when if, you know, you continue to do what's right and if the chains were broken and etc. Well, by doing what's right, eventually they will be. You don't need an actual, you know, the chosen one, you know, who was chosen. It's up to that person to break it. Because, you know, it's not what you think that's involved. It's, you know, a lot of people, you know, turn it down. But you could still break them by changing yourself and not continuing to what is. It's time that people start taking their own power back. Their own. All Spirit needs to hear is you want your power back. They will switch it back and you'll get it. I'm not saying that's going to happen overnight or in seconds, but you never know. Your mind is the main key because once that goes, everything starts to, you know, little by little go. You need to protect that and stop listening to lies. You check it out first. Don't do things that people tell you to do without knowing the full and what can happen. Yeah. I know. Yeah. Okay. Shh. Excuse me. No. No. Yeah, I know. I hear it. It's okay. Okay, now, again, it's up to you, yourselves. And that's a bunch of bull. If you need help, you ask. If you need a second opinion, also. You need to, you know, people better start being trustworthy and stop, you know, pretending at just for you to, you know, find out someone's business and how they're feeling. This way you can go behind their backs and do, I don't know, rituals or whatever, ruin them or whatever. Would you want someone to do it to you? especially for money, even though they know that, you know, you were lied to and you have no reasons to attack anybody because you really don't know why these people who got you really know. Because it's all for fun, all as a game. And let's see how many people around the world we can get who will go against each other and start doing all kinds of stuff, you know, forcefully, you know, trying to coerce or, you know, speak different things about people. I forget the word now, but, you know, to convince with them not knowing. You get how it all works. You know what, deep down, you know what and how it's going. You need to take all that back. You need to take yourself back. You will not continue the tradition, you know, the bad, you know what I mean, that runs in the family. I'm not saying mental health is, you know, nothing. It is. It really is. And those ones who make fun and continue to bully and whatever else with a person who has it, oh, they're coming for you too. I don't know how hard it's going to hit, but it's not a joke. The thing is, those ones out there who do have that, you need to start cleansing again your chakras. Get grounded and rebuke. If you hear voices, whatever, and you know it's wrong or whatever, blah, 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 you know, you need to, you know, make sure that you're on the right med, but you also need to do it yourself to make yourself better. And asking your, you know, your guardian angels to help. I mean, I'm just saying all, you know, all ways that you could do it. Put yourself on a routine or something like that. What felt better and what you did, you know, to distract, you know, there's all kinds of ways. I've been around, and since day one, since I was little, I kept praying. We're not going to be like that. We're not going to be like that. And I know it's hard. Nothing's easy. I mean, it could be, you know, some things could be easier than another thing, but you get what I mean. Now, all those ones, you know, who know that people have, but you just continue to, you know, try to make them worse. Well, now you're going to find out because it's going to be reversed, okay? You'll know what they go through. It's not funny. And what you, whoever, I don't know. I was just to mention it. Whoever it is who are trying to take and turn all the children against their parent, whoever's raising them, whatever. This way they can be tricked, you know. Oh, I don't care. I'm an adult now, or whatever. Or little ones. This way they can be, attacked or be on the missing whatever. Or be mad and not speak, because that was the trend that was going around. I don't know if it still is. But you get what I mean. And I need to end it here. I might continue. I don't know. But I send lots of love and light to everybody around the world. And please start doing and making it better. Everybody in spirit is proud of those ones who are making themselves better. And we are all taking back our power, ourselves, and our world. We are going to make it better. And we are. Anyway. So, anyway, I hope this helps. And thank you. Ciao.